pal John Hart, and let's paint something wonderful today. I did a show many years ago, and the theme was beer, and it was called Free Beer. It was a cool name. But a lot of the things I did there was I painted like things inside beer glasses. There's like a squid and a shrunken head. And this one, I sold so many t-shirts of this, so that's my favorite, and it's everybody else's. It's a girl riding a pickle in a beer glass, and I still get comments today about this piece. So I don't know if I want to do a bikini girl in a beer glass, but I'll put something in a beer glass maybe. Oh, I was gonna put this, I might do this guy. Someone gave me this mask over the holidays, and that's kind of a cool looking dude. I'll see if I can kind of capture what's going on with this guy and put him in a glass of beer. I'll put these guys here. I'll put you right there. My favorite little girl. Is that too shiny? So maybe I'll put you here. I'll put you right here for now. Right there. Yeah, that'll be cool. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna get some paint on the canvas. I'm using this isn't canvas, it looks like some sort of panel that has been gessoed with a bit of it's some sort of grit in the paint. And it's very dirty, so I think I've had this one bouncing around for a few years. So I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just grabbing my go-to underpainting colors, the transparent Red Oxide, Indian yellow, and white. Oh, they're all clogged. These little paint holes. Oh, I want to tell the story, but I won't, because it's kind of personal and embarrassing. See, I love pulling out these little dried things of paint, and I want to preserve them. I'll put you right there. All right, that looks good. And brown and yellow and white, I said. I got some white, and I'll use some matte medium and just start throwing paint on here and seeing what happens. So right now, the thought is to get something like that floating in a beer glass. And do you know what I think I'm gonna do? I brought a glass down here. I'm gonna put some beer in a glass, just so I have reference. There's some beer in the other room. I got some beer the kids left in the refrigerator. Sapporo, something like that. So I got this beer, kids left in the fridge. And let's do it like the beer commercials. Put it in there. Give it a little head. That has a lot of head. I saw something somewhere, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look at this right now, but I also want to get a picture of it. Oh dear, what did I do with my phone? I would like to get a picture reference of it. Oh dear. Here we go. Here we go. Just to have it. But there's my reference. Okay. Actually, because it does something, the way when you look through it, it reflects what's behind it. Like, I think like in a mirror image. I think that's what it does. Let me get this. Oops, I gotta hit the button. Come on, button, hit. There you go. All right. And then I'll just get some paint on the canvas now. That'll be there. I I may want to drink it during our painting thing, but I don't drink beer, so I probably won't. But it might be tasty for someone. Oh, I came over here to get some brushes. I should have all this stuff ready before I start doing these things. Have my brushes out. I've been using these ones, these bigger ones. I'll just start with them for now. Got some bigger brushes here. And I'll have that ready. I feel like I dropped something. Oh, I did. It fell in this drawer. Ugh, I'm a mess. My brushes are falling. It's gravity. Gravity's my enemy. All right, let's paint something wonderful or adequate. I'm okay with painting something adequate. I just want to get this a little wet. Yeah, this is, I feel like, I think this is smudges of paint, but it might be dirt too. So I'm gonna just see if I can wipe off stuff. This is a weird canvas. It has like some kind of grit on it. I don't know if I've used one like this before. We'll see. But I think that's clean enough. I'm gonna just put on a thin coat of the slow drying matte medium, and I'm gonna put some just a little light and darks on here, just kind of get some motion going on, maybe in the background. It'll help me make a decision about what direction to take this. And there's that beautiful yellow. Look at how the yellow and that iron oxide red, just how well they work together. And I'm doing this really quick because I just want to get everything covered with something. And I'm not even being random with the strokes. I'm just trying to fill up the canvas as quickly as possible with paint. And let's see if I can kind of find something here. Just some, I know I kind of want maybe a glass here. So maybe it's going to be a coffee cup. Oh no, there's a glass of beer. Beer. Something like that. So I think, and this is a good undercoating, this Indian yellow. It's really kind of bright and vibrant. I wish I had a bigger canvas now, but this'll do. So I'm just trying to think what I want. Kind of want, in the past I've just had a random like dark room type of background, but if I can put this in a place, right now it's really dark. I'm not quite sure what I want to do yet. Okay. Okay, let's get foam on there. Let's get this beer thing going again. Now beer all over my art stuff and it's gonna stink like beer. So I'm just trying to see what I'm seeing here. So let's say foam is kind of going to be up there, but I'm seeing the side of the glass too, and the foam is really down here too. So there's the foam up front here, working to the foam in the background. It's not like I want it to be. That's kind of, it actually looks kind of like coffee or something right now, that rich caramelly looking color. I'm looking at the glass of beer, but I also want to look at how I painted them in the past. Yeah, I think with this, I just kind of indicated where the rim of the glass was and the bottom of the glass, and then you can kind of see to the other side, since it's glass, the other side of the bottom of the glass, which it's not translating really good right now, but I'll make it. So maybe I can just lighten this up in here a little bit. You know what I want to do? I think I want to actually erase a little bit. Let's get some of that dark off. And let's try to make the rim of the glass look a little rounder there. Yeah, that makes more sense. I feel like I'm already starting to overthink the frothy part on top. But here, so that's gonna be, the foamy part's gonna be right underneath the rim. So, I'm using the wrong color. So, and then this side is gonna be kind of, I'm gonna just put this in even though I'm gonna cover it up. That's gonna be covered by the foam that is kind of coming over the back edge. I feel like I'm just trying to make this believable, just to know where everything is. All right, that's good enough for now. Get my eraser out. And that's kind of shaped like a pint glass, right? Yeah, that's starting to be believable. Okay, a little crooked, but that's okay. I don't mind a crooked glass. I might keep it crooked. It's hard to like paint things that you know are symmetrical, like a glass. These, I mean, a glass looks like a glass. It's going to be, you know, the angles on either side are going to be the same. But if you kind of, when you're painting it or you're drawing it really, and it gets kind of a little cockeyed, it's very noticeable. So if I'm going to make this cockeyed, I better do it on purpose instead of it looking like, because if it is an accident, it usually looks like an accident, so you got to kind of adjust that type of stuff. So I think this needs to be like that, and that needs to be and this bottom thing is there. Okay, all right, good enough for now. Do I want to paint him in there? I don't know. Okay, I'm showing too much. I want the opening to be smaller. That's what I want it to be. And then okay. Okay. Did I lose that? All right. And then this guy. I'm just gonna. Let me get lots of yellow on there, even though I'm going to be painting over it, whatever's here. And I think I don't want that much fluffy beer foam up top, just a little bit. But I like that yellow thing going on there. I feel like I want to give it a sense of place right now to decide what's going on in the background. I think what I want to do is give it some sort of horizon line. Some sort of horizon line here, like it's sitting on something, so. But I kind of want this guy to be outside. I have to sit right in front of it. You know, I hear that all the time as an artist. People come up, they look at my work, and they're so impressed by that. And so many people say, I can't draw a straight line. Well, guess what? Neither can I. But you do after 2 or 3 tries, because that looks like it's kind of leaning down that way. So good. Just a little bit up here. Okay. So that's my horizon. You say, I can't draw a straight line, or I can't draw a stick man. Alright. Okay, right there, it already looks like it's sitting on a table or a wall or something. And if you just put a little bit of something dark, it doesn't have to be a lot, but right under the edge, it gives you the sense that it's, there's weight to it, and it's kind of a shadow maybe, I guess. Yeah. Okay. We'll actually give you a shadow here. So let's see, the shadow would probably go that way. Something like that. So I'm still not drawing the lines like I like to, but I like that. I like what I'm doing right here with these dark stuff. That's good. I'm kind of better defining what's going on here. Yeah, I think for sure I want this to be kind of, I want the background to be like an outdoorsy, like actually a super almost pastel blue, but let me just figure out how that goes, because this is gonna be a one subject painting, where one thing is gonna be in here, unless that changes, which might, because I really like to do things that way now, is to have more than one central figure and nothing else. But those things too, they're pretty powerful. Those, you know, hey, there's one, I don't know. Yeah, there's one central figure, right? But there's more stuff going on. There's like, she's riding a pickle. And why is she riding a pickle in a beer? So I think that's what I'm gonna add to this. I'll probably paint this guy in here, but I will continue with, I'll add something to it so someone will say not only, why is that mask in the beer, but why is that mask doing X, Y, or Z in the beer? Because I don't think that being in the beer by itself is kind of silly enough. There you go. Look at you. I'm drawing a nice little curve here. You see, I already went through a lot of paint. Okay. And I totally lost the head that I painted there earlier, but that's okay. We're making progress. So let me make this look just a little cloudy in the background. And I want to add a lot more white because I want it to be super light. And that's really mostly dry already. Yeah, some big splotchy areas that are wet, but it's mostly dry. And let me get a little more yellow on here too. I feel like when I'm painting, I either put too much paint on the palette or too little. Alright. And that's really... Here, let me get a different brush. Let me get a different brush. What's this guy? This is like a big brush. And it's very stiff from not being cleaned properly-ish. And I'm okay with this looking really yellow in the back because it's gonna wind up being blue, or maybe I'll keep it yellow. And I think every coat you add, and especially when you change things, it adds a little bit of the dynamic, because I always, even though this is such great coverage with this paint, there's still a hint of what's underneath. And it kind of makes it interesting. It gives it kind of more depth. I don't know how to say that. Maybe not depth, but maybe. So this is kind of the brightness factor I want for this. So now this beer is going to be kind of darker against the light background. And the I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, because this might probably be, I might make the sky blue or purple, which would be a little bit opposite-ish of the background. I think I want it more rich yellow up top. Or rich color. I don't know why I'm adding so much yellow, since this is probably not going to be yellow, but we'll see how that adds to the painting. Yeah. And like when you're doing a sky background, the bottom part, which is closer to the horizon, is generally less saturated than the top part, because you're looking through a lot of atmosphere, which is acting as kind of a filter, I think. I think I articulated that correctly. Maybe. Or that's at least the way I think of things. Alright. That's good like that. Let me get a little bit more in the beer glass. Just, I want to go back and kind of define the edges again. And these are big fat, like loose strokes. I hope my big head isn't covering the painting. Oh my God. Okay. Let me get a little loosey here. I'm sure that'll help with something. I'm sure Yeah, it's hard. I'm looking at this beer glass here, and there's a bunch of crap behind it, but it does seem the edges are a little darker than the middle part. I think not because there's more to look through, but because it's like bending the light some. I don't know. I just don't know. Oh, I got so many dirty brushes. All the other paintings I've done with the beer glasses, I've done strictly in oils. I did them. Christ, I think 5 years ago I did that show. And back then I wasn't even touching acrylics. I mean, I had them and I'd use them occasionally, but I was really hooked on the oil paints, and now I'm getting really hooked on acrylics. But you know what I like to do, what I'm doing it, I think I'm gonna try and do it as long as I possibly can, is I'm like the vibe I'm getting when I'm doing the oils with just one layer of oil over the acrylics. It just kind of ties everything together. It tightens things up a little bit, but I really like how I'm staying loose too, especially with acrylics. Okay, I'm just trying to say that's where the foam is, but maybe not. I feel like it's not doing good here. All right. This is looking like really vibrant already. I like that rich yellow color. It's kind of, and it's not necessarily reading glass now or even beer, but has a kind of a nice shape. It might be more of like a frappuccino. I have no idea what frappuccino is. I have no idea. It's coffee and it might be, let me guess, I think it's like one of those cold coffee drinks, like a Slurpee, except it's made out of coffee and I'm thinking coffee and milk or some sort of milk fat, right? And sugar. That looks pretty good. Yeah. I think what I have to do now is figure out how to give this some sort of transparent look. Make it look like glass. Yeah, I think if here, I think I can figure that one out. If I was looking, I'm trying to look through this, and I'm trying to see like something, a horizon. Here we go. Oh man, it makes it look, I'm trying to see how it's bending it. You know, this has a little bit of, okay, so it's bending the flat horizon in, and let me see where it's bending it in comparison to. So it's much lower, and I'm looking straight on. Yeah, it's much lower. So this is how I think this horizon's gonna be looking through the glass, and I could be very wrong. So I think So I think it's gonna be a little, man, that doesn't seem right at all, but let me, it'll be darker on the bottom. So hopefully that will read as this thing here. And at the same time, I want to see the back, bottom, other side of the bottom of this glass. So we're seeing that through there, and it doesn't look quite right now, but it's probably gonna be. Let me fuzzy it out a little bit. Oh, that's looking clunky. Oh, no, it isn't now. It isn't now. Okay. I think that's too far down, this kind of dark area, and it's too dark. Come on, there's not paint left on here. I'm gonna make you. Okay, I'm starting to believe that. I'm starting to believe that. I have to step back a little bit. Yeah, that almost looks like it's... I think it's curved too much, though. And do you know what else I can make? How I can make this believable? If I put like things. Here we go. 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 This creation right here. This is creation right here. If I put like trees or something horizontal just coming up here, so they could be anything, just doing that there, right? And I don't know what they're gonna be, but they're gonna be up and downy things. Maybe they'll be candy canes or something. I don't fucking know. But they'll be going up and down. I don't need that many. So in here too, I'll do the same thing, but I want it really faint. So it's still like reading some of these. And right now that is way too dark, but I feel like that is almost there. And I think my horizon line here doesn't need to be as dark as this. So this is darker, that's darker. And I just want to indicate some kind of sort of shadowy something back here that is also reflected in this going through the glass thing. God, I hope this is making sense. It kind of does. Yeah, there's so many good artists out there, and they like, I think this might actually be following a little bit of an angle up here that's going with the glass. I don't know. And then put smaller ones in the background. Okay, so whatever, that's starting to look really dystopian, or maybe cactusy. Maybe they're in a desert. Okay, I'm seeing that now. Yeah, you just put a little bit of cactus arms on a few of them. All right. We got the desert scene going, but I don't want the yellow sky. I want I think I still want a purple sky or a blue sky. So these are all these cactuses that are in the background. Ooh, and I might even make like some that are more foregroundy. Like even this could be. I'm there. All right, that was good. I love when I get those creative bursts and I can act on them really, really quick and kind of make something happen. So, and I'm trying to stay as loose as possible here, just to indicate there's cactusy things back here. And but I know whatever's going on here, I was thinking I wanted him mostly. I'm done with this beer. Is that a whole can? It seems like it should be more, but the water level's lower, the beer level's lower than this.
Producer had something.
Oh, that sneaky bastard. I know, right? Do you have a whole sip of beer again? Oh, dear. All right. All right, so this is, I like when this happens because I'm kind of, my original intent was to repaint the Pickle girl, and then that was before, a half hour ago. But, and I do want to include him, and I don't mind this being really dark, and it might, give it a real sinister look. I'm okay with that. Let's do it. So, let's see if I'm just trying to find, I don't like him like up here because I'm looking up his nose, but like right here should be good enough. I was thinking of dead lemons earlier today. That would be nice if, or maybe a lime, just because, no. Yeah. Now I'm thinking about limes. All right. So, all right. I think I just got off track for a sec there. Here we go. So, I don't know how big I want him, so I'll make him very small. So he is, I still want some of these background cactuses or cacti. I think cacti is the right word. So, let's see. Just trying to gauge how much space he should take up, and right now I think I might be painting someone totally different than him. But I like how the carved look, how things are popping out. So it looks like he's going to be a little longer right now, maybe. Or maybe I'll give him a big old, what are those things? Those big old, Avatar beards. Well, I remember one of the characters in Avatar had a really long beard. So, I don't know who it is.
I thought we were going to say penis.
No. No, don't do that. Now my mind's in the gutter. So this guy's wearing some sort of hat. I think that's good. I can kind of see what's going on in the back here. And it's still not reading as glass, but I'm okay with that. So I'm just going to put this guy's hat on him. And it might turn into a Dixie cup. You know what a Dixie cup is, don't you? Squiddly diddly. That's what we used to wear in the Navy. I don't know what the right word is. Sailor hat.
Caps.
That was a very rude thing to say. That's what they called when I was in too. And I remember they gave us, when you wore glasses, they gave you these
BCGs.
Yeah, the military issue glasses. We call them birth control glasses. And actually, I would like a pair of them because they're pretty kind of stylish now. I think they are. Okay, why am I drawing a hat? I don't even know what his. You see, his hat's too big. That's whatever. You know, sometimes when I'm painting and talking, they get confused, and I don't know what's supposed to take precedence. But okay, I'm painting this sailor hat. Okay, and then let's see. Let me just see where things are on him. Okay, so he's got this nose. I don't know if I want to draw him. I'll draw something like him. He's got this thing coming down here, and he's got a bulging eye there and a bulging eye there. And some sort of nose thing here, and it's got the two side nose nodules. Okay, and he's crying 96 tears. I can't sing. I'm not allowed to sing, I'm told. Okay, and he's got big old lips. There's one lip. He looks like an angry sailor. But he's like smiling too, with teeth. So he's got teeth, and he's got a bottom lip, and then he's got this beard. But I think the bottom lip and the chin are pretty almost like the same thing. So that's the chin. Okay, so he's gonna go out like that, he's going out like that. Okay, he looks nothing like him, and I'm okay with that. Everything's just a jumping off point sometimes. But I think too, he needs to have like a shadow underneath him. Come on already. I just reamed out that damn thing. There you go. Boop. Oh, now it's coming out too quick. Oh well. That's some indication of his shadow, and I'm just gonna get real loosey-goosey with where things are supposed to be. The angry sailor. You'd be angry too if you were a sailor. Alright, that's looking good. So that's where his eyes are supposed to be, and that's kind of the bulgy out part of the eye. If I can just mix them together. Okay. This is the nose. See how things are just starting a little bit to get more solid looking. That's under there. I'm not quite sure where his upper lip is, but that's his bottom lip. I'm gonna make his top lip really big. I'm gonna make his nose kind of smaller. So, nose, boink, boink. inside the mouth, under the lip, that's under the nose, side of the eyes, or the side of the nose rather. Okay, he's looking solid-ish. Okay, that's a hard. Okay, I'm kind of getting that Tiki Man feel now, like it's carved wood, like his face is carved out of something. So. Yeah, just get those hard outlines and that'll come together. I'm trying to make him somewhat symmetrical, and he's got this cool ass beard here. Maybe I'll give him the Fu Manchu mustache too. Maybe, I don't think that'll work. Oh, that might be a good look. That might be a good look. There you go, it's starting to work. I gotta remember not to cover over too many of these cactus. We can still see the curvature there. And I'm gonna put a good thin coat of white on here. And this is kind of helping me define where he is in this space by defining where the outside is. I like kind of that tight ass kind of skinny look he has. Edge, down, edge. Okay. And get more of a shadow under there, shadow in there. And I like how his eyes are looking a little cockeyed now, like he's kind of got one of those eyes that, isn't quite looking at you. Back there under the lip again. Okay, it's starting to look like a real lip now if I just bring that up. And he's just got big lips. Maybe that's it. Maybe he doesn't have a... Yeah, I like that, the big lip thing. That looks really good. It suits him nice. And right now I'm just drawing out like parts of the eyes, and more I'm realizing, and it doesn't have to be a little skinny line, but to indicate the bottom of the top eyelid is really, really important. So that's the bottom of the top eyelid. So I got one there, the bottom of that top eyelid, and underneath the eye here. So the bottom of the top eyelid, and then back here. And to help push the top of the eyelid up a little bit, just add a little bit of white. Right? There's that dark under the lid thing right there. And push that back here. And the corner of the eyes are always darker too. The corners where they recede into the socket, they're really dark. It's kind of like I'm sculpting a little bit. I'm just pushing things back and pulling it forward. It's nice to draw with that big fat brush. I lost something there, but that's all right. And I like how this eye is kind of cockeyed, man. I don't know if I'm gonna keep him like this. I might make him wooden looking. That might be good. Or someone mentioned a lime earlier, and I like the idea of him being green. And let me get. Okay, I'm getting underneath the top lip here. Yeah. Okay, and the nose, I think, okay, that's what I want to do with the nose. And I don't think I want these side things so big. Like the nose hole covering part, I'm gonna make them a little smaller, I think. So, let's see, I want you to be only about this far over. Does that work? Oops. So that's nice. Right now I'm just pushing the tip of the nose out with the real white there. And if I can push the tip of these nose hole covers over. There's gotta be a name for that. Nose hole cover, that's great. I'm not ready to go to a smaller brush, so. I think you can see on this too, because I'm using really straight white and straight dark, how I'm really sculpting this thing together here. I feel like that cheek here needs to be out some. He's looking pretty good. I love that I'm using this big raggedy brush to draw this detailed stuff. And this is, well, it's kind of detailed. And like each layer, I'm kind of drawing over the same stuff, but just changing a little bit because I'm realizing I'm able to find things I hadn't noticed just a few minutes ago. Same thing here, I want you to come out kind of pointier there. Schmutz there, schmutz there. I don't know if I want him to have that Fu Manchu beard anymore. Oh, come on, I got too much white in there. Oh well. This can be a messy thing to do sometimes. He's like a sailor now. He's like a sailor in a glass of beer. And there's cactus in the back. Okay, that might be saying something. There's cactus, but a sailor would be at sea where cactus aren't. So that's kind of a little juxtaposition, maybe.
Dead men tell no tales.
Ooh. Dead men tell no tales. I named something today. I've been like really putting a little bit more thought, not more thought, but kind of thought into naming my paintings, and I'm really trying to be obscure. Oh, this one. This is the one I did in a different episode. I added a little bit of oil to this, but I named it The Ones I Love. And I know someone's gonna look at this and they're gonna relate someone to this somehow. And I almost can a little bit, but not really. But yeah. And there was another one too. Oh shit. This one I named yesterday. I thought it was kind of clever. I don't even know what I called it now. Oh, Killing Commendatory. I just finished a book called Killing Commendatory, and there's some weird reference here. That's a book I recommend. Killing Commendatory. Part of the book was basically about an artist who kind of basically got rid of all these personal obligations. He got divorced. He was put in a new house. He didn't have to really work too hard to earn money, and he could put all his effort into painting. And I think that would be so liberating to be able to just put yourself into your art 100% without worrying about, the ones you love. And it's not like worrying about it, but just the burden of loving people is, it takes your time. But maybe I can find something like that. And, and spending time with the ones you love. And it's not a burden either. I'm trying to articulate this. But in general, it's not. So, let's get some yellow on there. All right, so far it's a sailor at sea. No, a sailor in the desert. I like where he's going. I just want to make the darks really dark. Really dark. And the light's really light, so I know where everything stands. And all my design decisions are made. And I like his look. I mean, okay, maybe, I don't, it's the same vibe. I'm kind of getting the same vibe, but not really. The cut wood kind of look, especially with the eyes. Oops. Repeat. Oh, okay. It's so hard too, because when I'm doing this, when I'm sitting in front of the camera, I'm painting like this. You'll look at me. I'm like 6 inches from the canvas. Sometimes you have to go back and look at something, but I know. But that's what I do when I turn around and look at the camera. I'm like, holy crap! That's kind of doing what I wanted to do. So, but all right. Let me see. I think I want to move on. I like how he's got really sharp features here. Okay. And this is this stuff, what I'm doing now, that's just the experience. I've been painting and drawing forever. I kind of know how a face is supposed to go and how expressions, when one part of the face has an expression, how it affects other parts. Wow. So I feel like I want his hat to be smaller or not as high. He's a pope. I'm a pope. Yeah, I kind of like, that's kind of a better height for this old sailor. Okay. I think all those originals finally sold. You know, you do these paintings and you have shows and you're like, oh, I'm gonna have an art show. I'm gonna sell all these paintings, and you usually don't. You're lucky if you sell 2 or 3, and that's just kind of my experience. But that's just, it's my experience because that's what I've done. I know other artists have different experiences, but and that's kind of why I hustle so much, is because you can't just show up with art, have an art show, and expect it all to sell. And I had a flop just last month where it was poorly coordinated and it was last minute, and we did it anyway, and I got a really sad attendance. But that's okay. It was, it was in a new market. I don't really know people out there too well yet, so it's just what you do. You show up, you do things. Sometimes it's amazing and great, and sometimes it's just, I'll do it again next time. I'll show up again next time. What did we do on the show tonight? We painted a pickle girl in a glass of beer, but not quite. This was the jumping off point. I wanted to put something in a glass of beer. I started looking at this guy, but he turned into a sailor, so he's going to be a sailor in the glass of beer. This is the underpainting. The next episode, I will add color and make this come to life. So thanks for checking in, guys. I had a wonderful time tonight. I hate saying goodbye, but I have to go. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate you guys checking in when you have probably a million better things to do. If you create something wonderful. If you paint something wonderful. If you do whatever you do, make it wonderful.